The second Passover was observed this year on Yud Dalet of Iyar, May 15th. The text in Numbers 9 teaches us that the Passover sacrifice was brought a year after the Exodus on the afternoon of the 14th of Nisan. However, there were Israelites who had become ritually impure through contact with a dead body and could not therefore bring their Passover sacrifice that night. Talmud in Tractate Sukkah teaches that those people were the ones that carried Joseph's coffin. They were actually performing a mitzvah. Therefore, they were giving the incredible, unparalleled opportunity to prepare an offering a month later. They asked for it and they've got it. I love the culture that says Israel is a land of second chances. Not much of it is left today for the second Passover. We don't say Tachanun, but we do eat matzah. I wish we would pay more tribute to this beautiful idea. In Israel, we celebrate the day of Aliyah, repatriation, on Zion of Cheshvan, close to Lech Lecha, the weekly Paschal. The original idea documented in the law of Aliyah from 2016 was to celebrate it on Yud of Nisan, the day when Israelites crossed the Red Sea. Because it's too close to Passover, it was changed. If you ask me, Yud Dalit Be'iyar, the second Passover, is a good opportunity to celebrate your second chance. For me, Aliyah is a chance to start an adventure anew. Though it can be hard, but if you view yourself as a convert after Pesach that celebrates the second Passover, and for sure had already this love and spark during the holidays she could not celebrate, everything will be fine. This year, on the second Passover, I ate some matzah with my 3 children, thinking about the lost opportunity to spend the Passover Eve with them. Because, as those who carried Joseph's coffin, I was performing a mitzvah. This year, Passover, I've spent in Chernivtsi, in Ukraine. Chernivtsi is a beautiful city in Bukovina, used to be 60% Jewish, on the border with Romania. Because of its location, it's relatively safe. Therefore, we opened a refuge center there. It was incredible to spend time with 110 Jews, the maximum capacity of the place we could rent, half of them members of the local community and half refugees, mainly from Kiev and Kharkiv. When the Seder was over, people came to me and said that this Passover, during the wartime, the unity and God's presence inside and the sirens outside, they will never forget. I will never forget it either. It was not hard to see ourselves as if we came out of Egypt. We celebrated our freedom despite being unable to get back to homes, being separated from the families, being tortured by the experiences of war. The sincerity of the Shehiyanu blessing and the joy of being together were in the air. The late addition to Agadah, Shpo Hamatcha, pour out your wrath, was emotionally discussed. There is always an ambiguity when you get to the passage that blames your enemies and turns to God to revenge you. There were even attempts to replace the passage with a different one that starts with the words, pour out your love, from 20th century edition to the text. This time I realized that when you have to run away for your life with bombs falling just next to you, leaving your home and family behind, there are emotions that should find their way out through the sacred text. Finally, eating matzah was meaningful. It was not only the symbol of the fast redemption that we all longed for, but also of the unity of Jews. This year, the matzah didn't come from Ukraine, as usual, but from abroad. That was a symbol that Ukrainian Jews are not forgotten. Jews around the world help and take care of them, making sure that they will have a meaningful Seder. Sometimes time flies, and after 3 months of war, it becomes almost a new reality. Other news take the place of in our media, but eating matzah during Passover in Ukraine meant that Ukrainian Jews will never be left alone. Shavua Tov from Schechter.